Going to our final speaker, and then we're going to open it up to questions for everybody here. And we actually have from India. We put her last so that she could catch up on the time change. And it's Dr. Masami Bhattacharya. And she is an associate professor in journalism and mass communication at a Central University of India, Visva Bharati, which has been declared an institute of national importance. She comes with an experience of 12 years in academics. The Center for Journalism and Mass Communication itself was launched in 2000, and she ran that center since that time almost single-handedly. She took the pivotal role of upgrading the postgraduate diploma course to degree course, and the center has been running the PG degree course successfully since 2003. She is engaged in various research projects in the field of communication and social issues in India. And with that,
I would say you support.
Absolutely. Please proceed.
I'm so sorry. I'm very happy and privileged to be here, and my sincere congratulations to the organizers and especially Dr. Begao for organizing such a fruitful and relevant conference. So after the VPs and CEOs, between you and the cocktail, this is me, Masami Bhattacharya. So since morning we are learning a lot about mobile communication. I didn't expect it, as May knows that this is my area of research for quite a few years. So actually, we from our Center for Journalism and Mass Communication, every year we organize some workshops and some seminars with the postgraduate students. We are in, I don't know how many of you have idea about the eastern part of India. Kolkata, New Delhi, Mumbai, everybody knows, but Kolkata, it is the eastern part of India, and my university is situated 200 kilometers away from Kolkata. The name of the place is Shantiniketan. Those who have heard about the Nobel laureate poet Rabindranath Tagore, he founded the university. So it's a rural-urban milieu, the area. So most of the people are villagers, though it's a place of international importance. So it's a kind of like rural-urban milieu. Why I'm telling you, it's an international university amidst of 50 villages. So it's a different kind of place. And every time we go for field work and all, our students, so we try to take the villagers into our study and all. So in 2011, while conducting a survey on social development and science awareness, we take up different subjects in different years through radio communication. As you all know that radio is till date, radio is the most effective medium of mass communication in countries like India. Reasons are obvious, so I'll tell you later on. Then we saw that 3 villages we took up for our survey, and we saw that most of them, they do not have electricity, though we were not aware about that. It's 10 kilometers away from our university. We get everything, every facility, and just in 10 kilometers vicinity, they do not have electricity. They do not read newspapers because of illiteracy, of course. No question of television. Radio, of course, some houses they have, but most of the houses, they have got at least one mobile set each. So we were quite taken aback because we know that through this mobile set, yes, they can talk, but the letters, it's in English. So we started working on that, this mobile communication, why they are doing this, and what actually they are getting out of it. Just take a look at the picture. It's the eastern part of India, West Bengal state, the Birbhum district. I'm talking about western part of West Bengal state, and the place, southern part of Birbhum district, Bolpur Shantiniketan. So at that point of time, we worked with 3 villages. At present, we are working on 50 villages. So if you want to take a look, proper look, if you are really interested, so the PowerPoint presentation is with the organizers. So there is a demography and just picture of the villages. The interesting part of this slide is the nearest railway station from the 3 villages are 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers or 2.5 kilometers away. And why I am mentioning this? I am telling you. And we have taken 100 households in the first village, 250 households in the second village, and 70 households in the third village. I can see the picture. Newspaper, radio, television, land phone, mobile set. Then the survey, after the survey, they told us, I and our students, we went to them, literally to each and every household, asking only single question, what are you getting out of this mobile phone? And how are you managing? Because we all know that most of the Indian rural people, they cannot afford their livelihood properly, like shelter, the basic necessities of life, food, clothing and shelter. So they are telling us this mobile phone has become their 4th necessity, maybe the first one, because their food, their clothing, their shelter, everything depends on this. And how these are the things came out of the study: this job search, business enhancement, entrepreneurship, ensuring proper price of the product, prior intimation of disasters, managing crisis, direct communication with government agencies. In the morning, doctor is here from Apollo. He was telling about the telemedicine. So not in that way, but what they told us, if somebody is really sick, very serious, we all know, I mean, in the morning, Dr. Ganpati, he told us, like, the villagers, they have to travel 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers to get not even a primary health center, maybe a co-op doctor. So now, with the help of this mobile phone and of course some numbers of the doctors, it's not that they are getting proper telemedicine, but some kind of help. Not only this, maybe they can call up a doctor or a people who can take them to a hospital like this, they are getting it. Managing crisis. Especially this belt of West Bengal and India, it's a conflict area. Like there are some like racial conflicts, some political conflict. Every day or the other, something is there. So initially, what happened earlier, like we mean the enlightened people, so-called enlightened people. We used to like know all these things, but after 2-3 days, when maybe 10, 15, 12, 50, 100 people are dead. But now, because of this conflict, because of their fight and all, but now, with a single call, they can at least inform a press reporter, they can inform the police. So it's not guaranteed that the police will arrive in time, but of course they can at least inform them. So these things are happening. Direct communication with government agencies. There are a lot of government agencies. I'm not telling that India government is not doing anything. Of course, there are a lot of things. But problem is the implementation and reaching them. But nowadays, what is happening, these people, they can at least try to reach. So this is what happening out of this mobile communication. Some statistics. We were talking about 3 villages, 3 very small villages. So I was collecting data, and with this Internet and Mobile Association of India, so we got some statistics. Like rural India constitutes 69% of India's population right now. 86% rural population earns less than $2 per day. There are more phones than radio in rural India. Only 0.29% of the male population has reached the graduation level. 67% of rural households did not have access to safe drinking water in the eastern part of India till May 2012. More than 90% of rural households do not have access to toilets within their premises in the same area. Connectivity in 2006, it was 13% in rural India, and people had to travel and get a connection, mobile connection, or not mobile connection actually, phone connection. 2011, it was 2%. By the end of 2013, people are expecting 0%. All of them will have at least one mobile phone each. So what is the telephone communication system in India right now? The total revenue, I'm talking about 2012, this US dollar 33,350 million, telephone subscribers 960.9 million, fixed lines 31.53 million, mobile phones 929.37 million. Rural tele-density is 33%. And projected tele-density by 2013 is 84%. We talk about digital divide, yes, it is there. But what we get actually, what is the actual picture? Yes, digital divide is there to some extent. But what about the awareness and actually what is happening in rural India? It has got 38 million claimed internet users and 31 active internet users according to the report of internet in rural India by the IAMAI. The penetration of active internet users has grown from 2.13% to 3.7% in rural areas in 2012. In the last 2 years it happened. The penetration of claimed internet users in rural India has grown from 2.6% in 2010 to 4.6% in 2012. 42.3% of the internet users accessed internet through mobile phones. Here comes the business perspective here. So I'm just flipping through the slides because she has already shown me that my time is running out. So, but this slide is very important, I guess. Yes, there is a very good market, like emerging market, and of course there is a scope for business. There are some challenges as well, we have to keep that in mind. First thing is electricity. Sitting at these halls, it's really difficult to think about how electricity can be involved in this kind of thing. But as I told you earlier, that in an international university, yes, we do get electricity, we get everything. But just beyond 5-6 kilometers, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. And the people, and why I mentioned about the 2.5 kilometers, 3 kilometers away from the station, these people live, they go to the station for charging and recharging their batteries. They go every day. Or sometimes there is a person who take one rupee each from each household, so that he can take at least 10-15 mobiles together. He will go to the station, he will recharge the battery, he'll come back. Then rural population constraint, of course, low income, low literacy, ignorance of the medium. That is also very important. Because I can give mobile set to anybody, but how to use that is also very important. Huge gap between government initiative and reality. As I told you earlier, government is taking initiative, but whether it is reaching to the people or not, there is a big question. And the market, you can just take a quick look at this slide, that this is a upcoming situation of the Indian rural market. So people from AT&T and some other, of course in Vodafone, Airtel in India, they are working on this also. What are the key learnings? Only one slide. So this mobile communication can take pivotal role in empowering rural India, that we have seen. Now from our university, we have taken an initiative. We have adopted 50 villages nearby, and we are working on this project. Let us see what is happening there and actually what is the future of such communication, whether this communication is really helping them or not. It can reduce poverty, that we have seen, at least in few villages we have seen. It can also help the small farmers and artisans by connecting them to market. The study actually outlines a simple structure to explain easy access to information necessary prerequisite for the successful use of the mobile phones by the poor. And I think I should mention at least 2-3 points. Like, there is a recent data, last week there is a data from again the Times of India group of India, that the next Lok Sabha election, the parliament election in India, this rural population through mobile phone and the way they are using this mobile phones and their voting system and all, because government is trying to take the entire rural population under their social media and this mobile communication system they are trying to implement. If that happens, of course, the people, they should take into account very seriously, because most of them, they have started learning it, how to use this phone, and now they have started doing their own and they have started demanding their own rights. So mobile communication through social media, I think it will, not me only, most of the scholars in mass communication, they think that of course it will create a very big impact in the next parliament election in India. Thank you.
Very interesting. It really shows a significant impact that mobile technology can have on people's lives and well-being. So, excellent. Thank you for coming.